Ryan Cole, thanks for taking the time. A late congratulations to you. You've been named the Director of Cross Country and Track and Field here at the Air Force Academy. Congratulations. Just tell me, what does it mean to get that title and to be overseeing it all?
Thank you. Well, to get the title and oversee it all, it's exciting. It's humbling, a little nerve-wracking in certain regards, but I did have a bit of a tryout in the spring, and we navigated some pretty challenging situations there. So I'm excited about it, but yeah, there's always a learning curve, I think, when you take on new responsibilities, but also creates a lot of opportunities for growth and some excitement with just being able to implement some different things within the program, also continue to develop and build on some of the things that we've done really well for a long time. But ultimately, you get to continue to work with the cadet athletes, and we're pretty fortunate as coaches that we get to have a lot of special people around us, and so it's a lot of fun. So I'm excited about it.
Absolutely, and it's nice that that is now behind you, and you can look ahead. Ahead is like 2 days from now, cross-country season starts. But talk to me about how you feel about the team, and then maybe we'll get into some prognostications about that. Start first with the women, if you mind.
Yeah, we're looking forward to the cross-country season. I think when you get done with a track season, it's a long year, and you take a deep breath, but not too long. You get into the summer, and you start getting excited about cross-country getting going. And so we're looking forward to the upcoming season. I think we have two very strong groups. On the women's side, we had a pretty young team last year. They're a year older, a year stronger, got to have a good summer of training. And so I think we're going to see some improvements from a lot of different individuals within the team. But every year we set our objective as having both qualifying for the national championships on the men's side and the women's side. And so that's no different this year. I think our women are going to be, last year it was a learning curve and trying to figure out what that actually entailed. This year there's a much stronger understanding of what's required to be a nationally qualifying team. I think our women can be in the hunt to do that. We're going to need to compete well and continue to grow and develop, but I think we're in a much better spot than we were last year in terms of competing well within our conference and setting ourselves up to be at the national championships.
Staying with the women, you picked to finish fourth in the conference, and people might look at that and say, well, the Mountain West Conference is arguably one of the best cross-country conferences for the female side in the country. Were you happy to see that the people are seeing the improvements you're making on the ladies' side?
Well, I think fourth is probably on paper where we should be to start off the year. I mean, the two teams immediately ahead of us were both nationally qualifying teams last year, and so we know we need to beat those teams or be competitive with those teams if we're going to be in that same category. New Mexico is in a different league right now. They've won like 15 conference titles in a row on the women's side. So they were third at nationals last year. So you need to be one of the top 5 teams in the country to really go toe-to-toe with them right now. And that's just the dynamic of our conference. But I think we have 5 teams on any given year that are in the hunt to qualify for nationals. And they're in the hunt every year. So I would argue cross country is probably the most nationally competitive sport in the Mountain West. And so, we're proud of that, but also we're proud to contribute to that. So it makes it a strong challenge, but if it wasn't hard, it wouldn't be all that fun. So we know it's a challenge, but ultimately that creates a good experience to really set yourself up against the best teams in the country right within your own conference. And then when you do get to the national meet, going through that conference usually prepares you to do very well once you're at that national level.
Yeah, absolutely. On the men's side, you've been picked to win the conference. Speaking of expectations, that's something always you're expecting, and many people believe Air Force is one of the contenders. Does that put a target on your back? Do you even think about it?
Well, I think you want to be the best team you're capable of being that season. And every year is going to be a new challenge. Even when you return a lot of the same people, they may be in just a different place in their life, a different place in their athletic career. As a student athlete, just depending on their course load, maybe some variables out of your control, like injury or sickness. And so even with a similar group of guys, there are going to be challenges that are unique to that season, and we want to meet those challenges successfully. I think one of our strengths is our depth, and we have a lot of guys that are very committed, they're very capable, and so we become a little bit interchangeable, so hopefully we can handle some adversity. But even within that, you want to see every guy have a great experience. You don't just want the team to be successful, you want to see each person feel like, okay, this was an awesome experience, I really enjoyed that season. So you want to do everything you can to keep them healthy, to keep them developing. And whether you're, up near the front or maybe on the other end, you want to see them out there running faster than they've ever run before and have a big smile on their face because they just see the value in the experience and get the reward for it.
It all starts Friday here in Colorado Springs. You go downtown, nice course down there. What do you want to see from your team as they navigate this course this Friday?
Well, Friday is really, it's the same course that we do a lot of our workouts on. And so we have a pretty good historical precedent on it. And so it's really just about getting some tangible feedback on seeing yourself progress. So we've already done one workout down there. We're going to do another one on Friday. The group's going to get to compare, okay, how did I stack up against my first one? We come back a few weeks later, do something similar again. And so it starts to build some confidence as you see yourself improving, or maybe one didn't go the way you quite wanted it to. You kind of get a little bit, get another crack at it. But really, it's just about taking steps throughout the early phases of the season and really setting yourself up to be competitive in your races. Then hopefully those races go well. That sets you up for your championship season. And ultimately, you want to get everyone to the line in championship season relatively healthy, relatively fit, hopefully pretty excited, and giving themselves a chance to go out and do what they're capable of. And if we're able to do that, it'll be a pretty good season.
Should be fun. All starts Friday. Ryan Cole, thanks for the time.
Thank you. I appreciate it.